Romney has come under fire since the Supreme Court's decision because his position on this tax issue has been at odds with every Republican. That, of course, being, and they're saying, that the health care law was in fact just a massive tax hike. Today, in his first interview since the Supreme Court's decision, Romney tried to clear things up.
Well, the Supreme Court has the final word, and their final word is that Obamacare is a tax. So it's a tax. They decided it was constitutional. So it is a tax and it's constitutional. That's the final word. That's what it is.
I mean, have you changed your views on this? I mean, do you now believe that it is a tax at the federal level, that the Supreme Court has said it's a tax, so it is a tax?
Well, I said that I agreed with the dissent, and the dissent made it very clear that they felt it was unconstitutional. But the dissent lost. It's in the minority. And so now the Supreme Court has spoken. There's no way around that. You can try and say you wish they had decided a different way, but they didn't. They concluded it was a tax. That's what it is. And the American people know that President Obama has broken the pledge he made. He said he wouldn't raise taxes on middle-income Americans. Not only did he raise the $500 billion that was already in the bill, it's now clear that his mandate, as described by the Supreme Court, is a tax.
But does that mean that the mandate in the state of Massachusetts under your health care law also is a tax?
Actually,
and that you raised taxes as governor?
Actually, the Chief Justice, in his opinion, made it very clear that at the state level, states have the power to put in place mandates. They don't need to require them to be called taxes in order for them to be constitutional. And as a result, Massachusetts' mandate, was a penalty, was described that way by the legislature and by me. And so it stays as it was.
At the state level, and you're saying the Supreme Court says that's different, that the federal government,
made it very
the
clear.
Powers are different between the states and the federal government. Does that make sense to you?
Well, just take a read of the opinion. The Chief Justice said that states have what's known as police power, and states can implement penalties and mandates and so forth under their constitutions, which is what Massachusetts did. But the federal government does not have those powers, and therefore, for the Supreme Court to reach the conclusion it did, that the law was constitutional, they had to find it was a tax, and they did. And therefore, Obamacare is a tax. Like it or not, it's a tax.
Now, we posted a short exchange of this interview online right after it happened, and the Obama campaign fired back immediately. They accused Romney not only of contradicting his campaign, but also his earlier statements on the issue. Jeff?
Jen, you reported earlier this week that Chief Justice John Roberts changed his mind on this health care ruling. I wonder what Mitt Romney thought about that decision to change his mind.
Well, we talked about that, and he said it made it look like the decision wasn't based on the Constitution, but that maybe it was political, that the court was concerned about the court and its relationship with the other branches. But he said that that's something that only the Chief Justice will know, and when he decides to tell us, if he decides to tell us, could be sometime way in the future.
Jan Crawford from New Hampshire tonight. Jan, thank you.